Welcome back to Askewed Reviews. And today I'm reviewing a film that's currently in theaters. And that would be the 2025 film Hard Eyes, directed by Josh Rubin. So this film is coming out in perfect timing for those who wanted to watch a slasher film as a date night for Valentine's. Now, for those who like a little comedy with their horror, this is a great movie for that. There are plenty of very funny moments, and if you're a big fan of director Josh Rubin like myself, this is something you've grown accustomed to with his films, is even though they are fun and can have a great horror element, they are really good at making you laugh as well. If you've seen either of the films Scare Me or Werewolves Within, both of these are Josh Rubin films as well, and I enjoyed both of those. So here's the concept for this film. For the past couple of years, there's been someone called the Heart Eyes Killer that has been on the loose and taking out couples on Valentine's Day. Now, we meet our main character of Allie, who works for a jewelry company doing their advertising, and unfortunately, the most recent one is kind of a bad choice, especially due to the timing. So, they bring in another person named Jay to help her out and do the next ad. Now, very quickly, there does seem to be some sparks between Allie and Jay, but that may or may not happen. Now, the bigger issue is while they're trying to work on stuff together to get this new ad up and running, the Heart Eyes Killer thinks that they are a couple and is now after them. So now the rest of the film is Allie and Jay trying to run away from him, hopefully being able to escape, but also anyone who ends up helping them or gets in his way is taken out. So when it comes to this film, there is a lot to enjoy. There are some really fun and comedic moments. The story is really good for the most part, and I especially like the introduction of the Hard Eyes Killer into the horror movie zeitgeist. I think this is a great addition. There's also going to be a handful of actors and actresses you recognize from other horror films that appear in this one. The director himself, Josh Rubin, even makes a small cameo. Now, as for what I didn't like about the film, I'll be honest, and don't worry, I'm not going to spoil anything. I was not a big fan of the third act of this film. I just thought there was more they could have done with it, or at least a better way to kind of end things, or where the story led to. I felt it could have been a little bit better, but that's just my own personal opinion. Now, because of that third act, I was very close to making this a 3 out of 5 on my scale. But honestly, I enjoyed this movie enough that I will make it a 4 out of 5. Now, one other bit of praise that I will give this film, it has now become my second favorite Valentine's horror film, right after the 1981 My Bloody Valentine. Now, mind you, there's not an extremely large amount of horror films that take place on Valentine's Day. Well, there could be, especially when it comes to independent films, but at least from what I've seen, this is definitely one of my favorites. So if you've already seen this film, or if you go see it and then come and watch this video, please let me know in the comments what you thought about Heart Eyes. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Askewed Reviews. And if there's other films coming to theaters that you think I should watch and do a review for, definitely mention those in the comments as well.